The moment he laughed at her words, the room turned brittle with danger. Because the man who shoved her aside had no idea who was about to walk in. The Marine commander's boot scraped the polished floor as he barked for silence, his authority filling the sunlit community hall like smoke. 12-year-old Lily stood small at the front, clutching a folded permission slip. When she said, in a trembling voice, that her mom couldn't attend the ceremony because she was deployed, "She's a Navy SEAL, sir," he scoffed. The laugh came sharp, then the shove. Not a strike, but enough to send Lily stumbling back, her heel catching, her dignity cracking. Gasps fluttered across the room. A paper cup rattled on a windowsill. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. The commander straightened his jacket, convinced the moment would pass. He'd spent a career making moments pass. But Lily didn't cry. She swallowed. The sun slanted through tall windows, dust dancing in the air, and she thought of mornings when her mother tied boots tight and said bravery wasn't loud. Lily lifted her chin. "She'll come," she said. "She always does." A murmur rippled through parents and veterans seated in rows. Someone cleared a throat. A woman near the back rose halfway, then sat again. The commander felt eyes on him and bristled. He told himself he was restoring order. He told himself he was right. The doors at the far end clicked. It was a small sound. It changed everything. The hinges whispered open, letting in a square of daylight brighter than the rest. Footsteps followed, measured, unhurried. The air seemed to shift, like before a storm breaks. Lily felt it before she saw it, the familiar weight of calm that wrapped her chest like armor. Her mother stepped into the room. She wore plain clothes, sun-washed and unadorned, hair pulled back tight, no rank on display, no swagger, but her presence bent the space around her, as if the room remembered her before the people did. Conversations died mid-breath. A veteran's cap slid off his knee. The commander turned and froze. He knew that posture, the balance, the eyes that took inventory without asking permission. She crossed the floor, each step quiet, deliberate. Lily's hands were shaking now, the delayed tremor of fear finally arriving. Her mother knelt, checking her daughter's elbow with gentle fingers. "You okay?" she asked softly. Lily nodded, and the knot in her chest loosened. Then the woman stood. "Commander," she said, voice even as daylight. Not loud, not angry. "We need to talk." Silence spread. Outside, a flag snapped once in the breeze. He began to speak, words piling clumsily, authority scrambling for ground. She lifted a hand. He stopped. The crowd leaned forward, as if the room itself wanted to listen. She didn't list accomplishments. She didn't threaten. She described responsibility, how leaders carry weight, how children watch, how harm doesn't have to be loud to be wrong. Each sentence landed like a placed step. The commander felt the heat creep up his neck. He glanced around and saw it. The shift. Parents standing. Veterans rising, slow and respectful, a wave of quiet solidarity filling the bright hall. Someone murmured, "That's right." Another whispered, "About time." The moral line sharpened. Power could excuse him, or it could answer to something older. He swallowed. The room waited. "I apologize," he said at last. The word rough, real. He turned to Lily. "I was wrong." Lily didn't smile. She didn't need to. Her mother placed a hand on her shoulder, steady and warm. The sunlight caught dust again, and it felt cleaner somehow. The ceremony resumed, different now. Kinder. When Lily's name was called, applause rose like a promise kept. She thought she'd never see him again. She was wrong. She saw him later, offering a donation to the school, eyes lowered, learning in public, because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And sometimes, it walks in quietly through a door flooded with daylight. If this story moved you, share where you're listening from, and what moment stayed with you. Subscribe for more stories that remind us who we can be, told with heart, respect, and hope.